The current Spider-Man cartoon, Marvel's Spider-Man, has been quite hit or miss to me. I mean, I enjoy it, and I think the pilot online was amazing, but a lot of the series can be kind of mediocre in my opinion. But I think where the show really shines is when it tries to do something new instead of just doing what worked in the past. For example, Maximum Venom. This was the latest part of the Spider-Man cartoon, and, well, honestly, I think it was really cool. In the three-part special, the Venom symbiotes have invaded New York and are infecting several superheroes. And this creates some really cool designs, making them look creepy but pretty cool, honestly. I, being inspired by Patrick Brown's designs for the Maximum Venom series, wanted to take some characters that I enjoy and try to venomize them. But I want to do characters that will probably never be venomized, so basically anyone that wasn't in the Marvel Universe was free to use. I considered the Justice League, but someone's already beaten me to it. While brainstorming for characters to venomize, I strangely thought about Sonic characters. And I immediately thought that's the dumbest idea I've ever heard of, venomizing Sonic characters. And then I thought, hey, that would be perfect. So I started drawing, and honestly, like how my designs turned out. I hope you guys enjoy them. I also thought of some loose ideas of how they could have been infected by the Venom symbiote. And before I get any comments saying how dumb this is, the Venom symbiote doesn't even exist in Sonic. First, you're right. Second, if the Archie Comics think that they can make a version of Sonic that is Spider-Man, I think this is fine. Now without further ado, I hope you enjoy my designs. Our story begins not with a hedgehog, but with a broken piece of one of Eggman's satellites. The disc had recently fallen out of orbit, and Eggman wanted to know why, and more specifically, who was to blame for this. My satellites were built to survive anything. Now what could have knocked them out of orbit? The Mad Doctor picked up a small piece of the satellite and analyzed it closely. Then he noticed a small bit of ooze-like substance on it. What is this? Eggman decided to investigate. When he poked at it, suddenly the thing sprung to life and latched onto him. What? No! Get off! But the creature didn't respond. It just continued up Eggman's arm and slowly began to cover his body. Luckily for the mad scientist, this event didn't go unnoticed. Metal Sonic was quickly deployed to free Eggman from his soon-to-be captor. The steel-plated hedgehog quickly tried to remove the oozing creature from his master, but the creature didn't care for that, and quickly lashed out at the metallic hedgehog, ripping part of his engine. This turned out to be a mistake for the ooze, since when Metal Sonic's engine was ruptured, an electric blast came out. The electricity quickly stunned the creature, forcing it onto the ground. At this moment, Dr. Eggman saw his opportunity and quickly captured the creature in one of the animal containers. The creature was trapped, and Eggman was free. Metal, if that thing tries to move, electrocute it again. Metal Sonic nodded its head and quickly moved nearby the capsule. You see, when Eggman was being bonded with, the symbiote tried to link their minds. This way, the symbiote could have all of Eggman's intelligence. But that also meant Eggman saw into its mind. In the mere moments they were bonded, Eggman had learned everything about the creature and its origins. The creature was called a Clentar. Its purpose was to bond with a host. Along with it, 5 identical creatures had come to Mobius to find strong hosts. Eggman debated on if he should try and stop these creatures, but decided to let it play out. These creatures seem to have remarkable abilities. Perhaps I can harness their power. And besides, what kind of scientist would I be if I didn't run a few tests on my new little friend? Natal had never truly bonded with another creature before, so when he heard that some of his fellow Clentar were headed to Mobius to find suitable hosts, he saw his opportunity. But there was a complication. On their way to Mobius, the shuttle they were using was very old and easily broke apart when they crashed into an orbiting satellite, strangely shaped like an egg. The Clintar knew if they stayed on the ship, they would most certainly die. So in an act of self-preservation, each symbiote latched onto a piece of the debris, hoping that they would survive re-entry. Fortunately for the Clintar, they did survive re-entry. When Natal regained consciousness, he looked around his new environment. There were strange checkerboard walls and luscious green fields. This land was nothing like his homeworld. Suddenly, he saw a streak of blue running around. Intrigued, Natal decided to investigate. Natal quickly realized that he wouldn't be able to keep up with this blue blur. He was just too fast for him. But he noticed the creature's strange urge to save little woodland animals. So Natal quickly latched on to one of the critters. The blur was running towards him and then quickly stopped. Whoa, what's wrong with you, buddy? Did Eggman do this? Don't worry, I'll figure out a way to help you. Natal saw his opportunity and latched onto the blue creature. Hey, what are you doing? The creature began to run, but Natal latched on for dear life. He began to spread across the creature's body. Yuck, what is this stuff? The creature kept running faster and faster, trying to burn the symbiote off, but that simply sped up the process. Natal had splattered across the blue creature's body, and slowly but surely gained control. Natal took the opportunity to link with the creature's mind, and after what he saw, he only had this to say. Look out, universe. We are the fastest symbiote alive. We are Sonic the Hedgehog. Kyout was a Clintar with one belief, that her race would fix the universe. As a Clintar, she could take the abilities of previous hosts and bestow them upon her current vessel. She believed that she could use this to create the perfect species. Many other Clintar thought her crazy, the fact that she saw her hosts as merely tools, but she believed it was for the betterment of the universe. So when she heard that several Clintar were headed to this planet known as Mobius to find suitable hosts, she decided that she would give the planet a chance, and try and find what she can to create her perfect species. Following an unforeseen incident with a satellite, she and her sister, Rascale, landed in a strange environment on the planet. They appeared to be in some sort of aquatic ruin. There were several tiki poles throughout the area. Kyout couldn't resist investigating, but when she got nearby one of the tiki poles, suddenly a sharp object shot out of its mouth. In fear, Rascal scurried off. She always was the more emotional of the two. Kyout carried on throughout the jungle even without her sibling. She looked for any creature that might have any genetic advantages in her new species, and she was very unimpressed. That was until she saw a strange orange creature nearby a red vessel. It appeared to have a genetic mutation allowing it to have a secondary tail. She didn't think much of it, thinking that it would be a pathetic addition, until she saw what the creature was able to do with the second tail. The creature used its tails to fly. The creature somehow took something that should have been a disadvantage and turned it into a strength. Kyout saw great potential in this genetic mutation, but saw there was still room for improvement. Kyout slowly snuck up to the two-tailed fox as it was busy making adjustments to its vessel. Of course, the two-tailed fox tried to resist, but she had done this hundreds of times with other creatures. Kyout had convinced herself that this was beneficial to both her and her new host. She gave the fox razor-sharp tails, stronger teeth, a better sense of hearing, and she even incorporated fingernails that could be used as tools. But despite all the improvements she made, Kout's host was still trying to resist her, but Kout wouldn't let a little rebellious fox stand in the way of her ultimate species, and this vessel would be the start of it, whether it liked it or not.